You are now listening to the sounds of Dr. B's Spot, a production of Bowden Enterprise Services, LLC. Join the podcast where love and life topics are discussed surrounding spiritual connection, relationships, finance, and becoming a better you through elevation. And now, here's your host, spiritual advisor and behavioral health clinician, Dr. B.
Welcome back to another session of Dr. B's Spot, Love and Life, the podcast where we talk about all things love, life, and spirituality. I'm your host, your spiritualist, your intuitive healer, Dr. B. We are back in business and back in action. Thank you for joining me once again and listening to my content. It's always appreciated. Let's jump to the topic of the moment. It's called Trust the Process. There are things happening right now in your life that you absolutely have no control over. You thought you had a solution. You thought you had an answer to your problems. You thought your prayers should be answered by now. But things are not aligned as planned. Now, there are deadlines that are creeping up, or it has already passed you by. And you don't have the motivation or desire to pull out the core from your being because your energy is extinguished. When you have lost the muster to keep pushing or take a break, it's important to not give up the fight to be better, the fight to do better. It's okay to execute another time, another place, another space. Mental overload of too much pressure can send you into depression and anxiety or illness. If you have not done a self-check on yourself, but you're self-checking everyone else or other things, then you are jeopardizing your health to appease things or people that will still operate here on earth, even if you were removed indefinitely. Mental health awareness is so important more now than ever. I think even more so now due to the worldly pressures that many face on a regular, trying to survive while the world is on your shoulders, trying to rob Peter to pay Paul, trying to remain afloat as things begin to sink, trying to savor and stretch for the long haul on emergencies, trying to say you're fine when no one knows but you. That internal conflict that doesn't allow you to sleep, and in return doesn't allow you to function at full capacity because the worries and pressures are too much. The broken homes, the long lost relationships, the abrupt change. I hear you. The sadness, the loneliness, the grievances of all kind. I hear you. Trust that I do. As your shift is happening, the land becomes murky and waters are shaky. Remember, trouble doesn't last always. You have to trust the process. If you have a will to believe better, days are coming to you. Those days ahead and the things that will get easier as time permits itself. All you need to know and all you need to do is trust and have faith that the mustard seed is enough. That mustard seed is held upon faith. If you didn't go through it, you wouldn't have the testimony like the song, How I Got Over. It's going to be a story to heal others. Your dark days are only a moment away from becoming lighter. If you weren't able to be rescued in the night due to no one being able to see you, but if you're holding on till daylight, I'm sure you'll be seen. These are a slew of folks in everyday life who suffer in silence. They are not living, but just existing and operating as robots with the same routine, same mentality, same box. Why stay in the same box on the same routine? Oh, because it works. But For whom? Some people like the path of least resistance, the play it safe type of folks. Why? Because it's comfortable. It's familiar. Pushing yourself to change for the better should always be welcoming, even if it's scary or you're uneasy about it. Many times people think they are controlling and deciding movements over their life. It's actually a universal order coming together to push you further or either backtrack you for lessons that are needed to be learned before moving to the next eventful stage. If we were always the ones who are fully in control, then when we decided to make decisions, those decisions would be executed fully without a hitch. And every time it really doesn't happen that way. There's always usually something that's going to go wrong. There's a hiccup and you have to figure it out. But understand, there's a higher power overseeing the ship of your vessel. Your thoughts are not the divine's thoughts. I hope you're getting it clearer now. The divine has greater plans for you than you could have ever fathomed. As I progressed and became wiser, I began to accept divine universal order over my life. It's one of the best decisions I could have made. I did this when I relocated from out of state. I gave up trying to steer the ship and accepted divine order to take over. It guided me. It led me. It ordered my footsteps. Some people call this an awakening by letting go and letting God. I began to excel and execute things that were unobtainable and make them obtainable. When those thought I couldn't, I did. When things seemed impossible, I was able to make them possible. And you can do the same, long as you have the understanding of trusting the process. This is why you must trust the process. You have to step outside of being the being. Step outside yourself. Tap in spiritually into understanding you from a higher perspective. The harder you fight to take control of universal order, the harder it becomes for you to accelerate at full capacity. Take note. Whatever spiritual breakthrough you seek from whatever realm you're operating, you must be sure of the connection. Spiritual realms are also like people we meet. Then we have to discern them first. Would they be a good fit to enter your life in close proximity? Or is it the type who you may distance yourself from due to the energies that they possess? Some energies are too strong to withstand. It doesn't agree with your taste, so to speak. Be careful of spiritual energies as well as natural energies that you bring into your life. In life, some things are bitter, but you can make it sweet. And some things that are sweet can make you bitter. It's what you make of it. It's what you learn and apply. Are you trying to fly above or are you trying to be below? Are you fighting and battling your own demons and trying to throw it on someone else because you're suffering in silence? Or are you trying to restore yourself by being humble and grateful? Are you letting go of the baggage that served you no purpose? Good for those that have let that baggage go, but you still have work to do. This is trusting the process, that all things will come together as they should. What the universe has decided for you will be betterment of your present and future self. Work on you. Don't measure someone else's success against your own. It's a distraction from your work. Plus, you may not know the other person's story and why their blessings were delivered to them at their appointed time. Staying focused is hard for so many people. You should always keep your eyes on the prize, and not in a manic obsessive way, but one that will keep you grounded and redirected when obstacles arise. If your eyes remain on the prize and you're trusting the process and stepping back to let the divine steer your vessel, your relaxation altitudes will digress from high volatility. You'll settle into a bit more of the understanding of what challenge is coming next. The mentality, rather than your mentality pinpoint, would be not here we go again, another jacked up situation that I have to now go through. Remember, it'll be about trusting the process. You'll smoothly learn how to navigate through it because you'll have a higher understanding that it's not you who's running this vessel, this ship. There's the higher power leading and guiding you. I want you to just remember to trust the process. Thank you for tuning in to Dr. B's Spot. I hope this message has reached you in a positive notions. I'll catch you on the next episode. Be blessed with less stress. Much love, Dr. B, and I'm out.
Join us next time at Dr. B's Spot, where we dive into the real deal of love and life by tapping into your body, mind, and spirit. Don't forget to like, rate, and comment on each podcast that we drop. For all upcoming shows, reach Dr. B and all she has to offer on bowdenenterprise.com and social media outlets under the moniker Bowden Enterprise Services. Peace and blessings to you and yours. We are out.